Good day. This
Good day.
is Russell coming to you from the Tate Geological Museum at Casper College, and today, once again, we will be looking at the collections of the museum, a behind-the-scenes tour, as it were, and we will be talking with our collections manager, J.P. Cavicelli.
Good day.
All right.
Hi, Russell.
Hi, J.P. What have you got to show us today?
I've got some Jurassic dinosaur bones from the Morrison Formation of southern Wyoming, or central Wyoming, let's say. So these things are genuine Jurassic Park animals that were not featured in the movie.
Now, how old then?
They are about 145 million years old.
All right.
So we'll start with this little guy who's hiding back here. This is a vertebra of an animal called Camptosaurus. Camptosaurus is what I like to think of as one of the most boring dinosaurs ever.
Oh.
I know it's sad, but someone's got to be the most boring. Camptosaurus is not big, he's not ferocious, he doesn't have any crazy defensive mechanisms. He's a lot like Dino the dinosaur in the Flintstones. And he might have made a good pet, although slightly big.
How big?
Let's say cow size.
Okay. So not for apartment dwellers.
Right.
Right.
But for you ranchers and farmers, you could have a Camptosaur of your very own, if you could do some time traveling.
All right, so this is a vertebra.
This is one vertebra.
Is it from the neck, the tail, or
I think this is from the
back?
middle of the body. So we're going to call this a dorsal vertebra.
Gotcha.
And the way these things work, the part I'm holding it by here, that's the centrum. And the centrum's like a little spool, and you line up a bunch of centra for plural, and you get the backbone. Up here we have the neural spine. That's the sticky out part. Thank you, Russell. You can feel your own neural spine if you just run your finger down your backbone. There's little sticky out things every few inches there. Those are your neural spines. Yours are much shorter. Here are transverse processes. These things, I'm not sure exactly what they do, but they do hold the ribs. The ribs fit right where my index fingers are. And the other cool thing on these is the zygapophyses. These are little slidey joints. This one here connects with this piece on the next vertebra behind it. So they kind of fit here. Hold that for a second.
Don't mind if I do.
The zygapophyses kind of slide back and forth. Let's do this. Like that, right there. Oh yeah. So that the vertebra can slide and has a bit of control, so it doesn't go all over the place.
Okay.
And what else do you see in there, Russell? I know that your favorite part.
I can never resist pointing out the canal for the spinal cord. So right where my pinky finger is, that's where the spinal cord went when the animal was alive.
Very good.
Alrighty, so there we have it. A pretty standard issue dinosaur
Yeah.
vertebra. Nothing fancy or weird about it, and
Right.
not terribly large.
But
So
when dinosaurs got really big, like sauropods, they had to lose weight in the bones. So one thing they did was hollow out a lot of what we've just seen here. So this big thing in front here, this is a vertebra of a Barosaurus from here near Casper that we collected a few years ago. And one of my volunteers prepped it all out. I'm not going to pick it up because it's pretty darn tootin' delicate.
it
But
looks
here-
delicate.
Yes. Here's
Yeah.
the centrum. Point out the centrum on that one.
All right, so here's the centrum.
Here's the
There's the
centrum
centrum.
Let's do the
Yes.
top of the neural spine, way over here.
Okay, and there's the top of a neural spine.
And then a transverse process.
right here.
The other one is broken off, I imagine. It's not there. But if we look right here, those are the two zygapophyses. Yeah. And it's hard to see it on the video, but the other two are on the back side right here. And one thing you'll notice that these things up here, the sticky out bits, are full of really thin sheets of bone
Yeah, I got
that
a
just seem to
hole
hold
here.
each other up. Like
Hole
this
here.
thing here. We want to spin it? All right. Sheet of bone here, for example, is really thin. And I mean, it's an eighth of an inch thin, but it's apparently quite strong enough to hold up all the muscles and stuff that would have made this thing support itself, but again, losing a lot of weight compared to the solid bone we see in this thing.
Incredible.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of hollow spots. Let's turn this just a little bit this way. In here, you can see hollow spots there. All of that is just to lose weight, yet remain rigid and
And then
strong.
I'm seeing a pretty conspicuous hole here as well.
There's a big hole right here.
So that's not to be found on the Camptosaurus
Right.
centrum. This is quite solid, but we got a big old hole right there.
And again, this helps lose weight.
Alrighty.
So that's Barosaurus.
Yeah, and what sort of a creature is a Barosaurus?
Oh, look! Looks a lot like this.
Yeah.
Just happens to be sitting around.
Right.
It's
this one's Diplodocus.
So is Barosaurus related to Diplodocus?
Oh yeah, they're in the same family.
Oh, well, there you
and they're
go.
very similar creatures. The Barosaurus has a shorter back and a longer neck, but other than that, very, very similar animals. So Barosaurus would have looked a lot like this when he was alive, if he decided to stand up on his hind legs, which some scientists think they could do, and other scientists think they could not.
That's right.
But that's another topic
That's a
for
different
another
topic.
day.
And we did find some, speaking of neck, we found 3 neck vertebrae of this animal.
Wow.
And they are each 3.5 feet long. That's bigger than the camera can watch.
That's a very long
There's
neck.
a very
bone.
long neck.
All right. And another topic for another day.
Yes.